Hello students, very good morning. We are learning the chapter crop production and management. So in the previous class you have learnt about manures and fertilizers, right? So today we are going to study about the topic related to this manures and fertilizers, that is crop rotation. Crop rotation means, so this can be done by growing different crops alternatively, growing of crops. For example, in a year, for 6 months growing legume plants means bele kaಳುಗಳು ಈ ತರದೆಲ್ಲ ಬೆಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು. So and for the next half year you can grow ragi, paddy, maize, so wheat, so these kind of. Okay, so growing two or more different crops in a different seasons, so that is called as crop rotation. This is done by growing different crops alternatively. Okay, earlier farmers in North India used to grow legumes as fodder in one season. Andre ಒಂದು ಸೀಸನ್ಗೆ legumes ನ grow ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು, and for the next season so they'll grow wheat in the next season. Okay, this is helped in the replenishment of the soil. So with the nitrogen, you know that nitrogen is very essential for the plant growth and development. So this nitrogen will be replenished in the soil. So farmers are being encouraged to adopt this practice, crop rotation practice. So they are adopted. So in additional, in the soil there is a bacteria called as rhizobium bacteria. Okay, this rhizobium bacteria which is present in the soil. So these are present in the nodules of the roots of leguminous plants. Okay, ನೀವು ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೋದು ಈ ತರ. ಸೊ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ನಟ್ಸ್ ರೂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ನಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ತರ ಒಂದು ಗಂಟು ತರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ನಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ರೈಸೋಬಿಯಂ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್. This helps in the nitrogen fixation. Okay, you know that in the atmosphere we have 70% of nitrogen gas. So this nitrogen is directly is not utilized by the plants. So this nitrogen is absorbed by the nodules of leguminous plants. Okay, the reason for this is rhizobium bacteria which is present in the soil or in the nodules of the roots of leguminous plants. Okay, let us see the differences between fertilizers and manures. Fertilizers. So you know that fertilizer is a man-made inorganic salt. So as I explained in the previous class, so these fertilizers are manufactured in the factories, right? So it is manufactured by the humans. And manures, so manure is a natural substance obtained by the decomposition of cattle dung and plant residues, alva. So domestic waste, for example cow dung, or domestic waste of our home, or kitchen waste, vegetable waste. By these natural substances we can obtain the manure. And next difference between fertilizers and manures is, so fertilizers is prepared in the factories, right? So in a factories alli prepare ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. And manures can be prepared in the field, right? So by using this animal waste and plant waste, so we can prepare the manure in the field. Next, fertilizers does not provide any humus to the soil, andre so it will not give, so humus means so organic matter. Okay, so these fertilizers does not provide any organic matter to the soil. Next, manures, so you know that, so it will provide lot of humus to the soil. And next one is fertilizers. So fertilizers are very rich in plant nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. But when comes to manures, it is relatively less rich in plant nutrients. Okay, so they are not very much rich in the nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. So instead they have carbon content more in the manures. One nitrogen will also present, but when compared to these fertilizers there is a less amount of nutrient rich substances or less compared to these fertilizers, because we have already studied about fertilizers. In these fertilizers there will be a fixed amount of nutrients, but in the manures we cannot predict fixed amount of nutrients in the manure. So these are the differences between fertilizers and manures. So these advantages of these manures. So the organic manure is considered better than fertilizers because it enhances the water holding capacity of the soil. Okay, these manures will hold the water in the soil. Okay, so it enhances the water holding capacity of the soil. And next one, it makes the soil porous, due to which exchange of gases becomes easy. ಸೊ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಈ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಪೋರಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಗ್ಯಾಸಸ್. And third one is it increases the number of friendly microbes. Okay, it will increase the friendly microbes, right? And next one is it improves the texture of the soil. Texture means so the surface of the soil, so it will improve it will improve the texture of the soil. So these are the advantages of manures. And next topic is irrigation. So students, you know that all the living beings need water to live, right? So water is important for the proper growth and development. So this water is absorbed by the plant roots, and along with the water, so minerals and fertilizers are also absorbed. So plant contains nearly 90% of the water. So water is essential because so it is help in the germination of the seeds. And seed germination does not takes place under dry conditions. So nutrients dissolved in water are transported to each part of the plant. Alva, one part in the roots in the so till shoot means tip of the shoot. So the food and water will be transported. So water also protects the crops from both frost and hot air currents. Frost means so freeze ಆಗುವಂಥದ್ದು. Okay, frost and hot air currents. So to maintain the moisture of the soil for healthy crops, so crop growth, so the fields have to be water regularly. ಅಲ್ವಾ, ನಾವು ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಸೊ ವಾಟರ್ನ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಕ್ರಾಪ್ಸಿಗೆ. So coming to the definition of this irrigation means the study of the supply of water to crops at regular intervals is called as irrigation. Okay, supplying water to the crops regular intervals, it is called as irrigation. So the time and frequency of irrigation varies from crop to crop, soil to soil, and season to season, right? In summertime, okay, the frequency of watering is higher. So why is it so? Because so due to high temperature in the summer, so all the water will evaporate, right? So all the water will get evaporated and the plants will deficient in water. So hence we have to water the plants more. Sources of irrigation. So from where we will get water for irrigation? From wells, tube wells, ponds, lakes, rivers, dams, and canals, right? These are the sources of irrigation. So there are so many traditional methods of irrigation. So the water available in the wells, lakes, and canals is lifted up by different methods in different regions for taking it to the fields. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ವಾಟರ್ ಈಗ ಕೆನಾಲ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ವೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ ತರ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ದ ಕ್ಯಾಟಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಲೇಬರ್ is used in these methods. So these methods are cheaper but less efficient. They are not much efficient since it is a traditional method, so it is less efficient. So the various traditional ways are moat, that is nothing, pulley system. Second one is chain pump. Third one is dekli. So fourth one is rahat. Okay, it is also called as lever system. Okay, I'll show you the pictures of that. Student, these are the traditional methods of irrigation systems. So one is moat or pulley system, chain pump, Dekli, and Rahat lever system. Okay, in the in the moat system of irrigation, it is one of that involves pulling of water up from the well or other waters to the other water source in order to water the plants and other crops. And it is not use as it can be time consuming and it is not efficient. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಾವಿಯಿಂದ ನೀರನ್ನ ಸೊ ಎತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಹಾಕೋದು, that is time consuming and it is not very efficient too. And next one is chain pump. Okay, there are a round metal disc attached to a long loop of metal chain here. Okay, each metal disc runs through a pool of liquids. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ವಾಟರ್ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಹತ್ರ ಇದನ್ನ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಇದನ್ನ. So from that some water is collected in this. Okay, when the chain is pulled, the metal disc rises. ಈ ತರ ರೊಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ ಟಾಪ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಟಾಪ್ ಇಂದ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಗೆ ವಾಟರ್ ನ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. When the chain is pulled up, the metal disc rises up to the top and water helps inside. So water will go inside that and it will be poured out to the field to hydrate the earth and flora of the land. Next one is Dekli. So it is also a traditional system of irrigation. It is done manually. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯರೇ ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Not they won't use any tools or any animals for this. A person has to take out the water through the bucket and pour it into the field. Right. So this causes a lot of water wastage and time also. Now for water scarcity, people are not using this method of irrigation. So Rahat or lever system. Lever system, it is a traditional method of irrigation in which animals like oxen are used to pull out the water from the wells in the water na collect ಮಾಡಿ. This water is then evenly spread out over the fields. So it is cheaper only, but it is not very efficient method of irrigation. These are all the different traditional methods of irrigation systems. So pumps are commonly used for lifting water and diesel, biogas, electricity and solar energy is also used to run these pumps. Let us learn about modern methods of irrigation. Okay, modern methods of irrigation help us to use water economically, and the main methods of modern irrigation system are sprinkler irrigation and drip irrigation. You already very well know about this. Okay, first we'll know about sprinkler irrigation. Sprinkler irrigation. Okay, this system is more useful on the uneven land where sufficient water is not available. Okay, the perpendicular pipes are having rotating nozzles on the top. So itara pipes irutte, pipes alli so rotating nozzle irutte. So this nozzle will rotate and the water will also sprinkle on the crop. Okay, the perpendicular pipes having a rotating nozzles on the top and they're joined to the main pump. This is the main pump. So all the pipes are joined to here. Okay, these are all joined to the main pipeline, so at a regular intervals. When water is allowed to flow through the main pipe under a pressure with the help of this pump, okay, it escapes from the rotating nozzle. Illi rotate ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So from there, so water will supply to the field. So and it get sprinkled on the top on the crop as if it is raining. ಅಂದರೆ ರೈನ್ ಬರೋ ಥರ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಪ್ರಿಂಕ್ಲರ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಲಾನ್ಸ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಲಾನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಸೊ ಹುಲ್ಲು ಎಲ್ಲ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ವ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಹರ್ಬ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಟ್, ರಾಡಿಶ್, ಸೊ ಬೀಟ್ರೂಟ್. ಫಾರ್ ದೀಸ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ರಾಪ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ coriander, for these kind of crops they'll use sprinkler irrigation system. So and even for coffee plantation and several other crops. Next is drip irrigation. So you all are very well know about this drip irrigation. So in this system the water falls drop by drop directly so near the roots. You can see here. So there will be small holes in the pipe, so it will directly go to the roots. Okay, so the water falls drop by drop directly near the roots, so it is called as drip system. So it is the best technique for watering fruit plants, garden and trees. So here water is not wasted at all alva, ಒಂದು ಚೂರು ಕೂಡ water waste ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. And it is a boon in the regions where availability of water is very poor. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಶಾರ್ಟೇಜ್ ಅಥವಾ ವಾಟರ್ ಸ್ಕೇಸಿಟಿ ಇರುವಂಥ ಏರಿಯಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಡ್ರಿಪ್ ಇರಿಗೇಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಇರಿಗೇಷನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ followed in India. This is about different system of irrigation which is following in India. I hope all of you have understood. Thank you, children.